All right, before we get into today's video, I wanted to bring you down to the pond. I live in the Midwest USA. It's pretty much farm country, okay? This is where most of the food is grown in America, is the Midwest USA, okay? The wheat belt, the corn belt, the farm belt, right? I'm showing you my pond right here, okay? And in this video, we're gonna talk about how they're manipulating the weather. And I just want you guys to pay attention to what's going on, okay? Because this is on a daily basis right now. They're out to get us. Let's go into the video. Okay, y'all, today we're going to get into conspiracy number 6,472. Weather manipulation. Because if you don't like the weather where you are, well, just wait a minute, because your government is going to change it for you. Okay? I'm going to share with you guys something that aired on CBS 9 years ago. So today I just dug around because I love history. I love finding things like this. But I found a clip from 9 years ago that was on CBS. No one batted an eye about it. We're going to watch it right now. You got to share this video with your friends so everyone can understand what's going on.
Lasers? Really? To change the weather?
That's right. Well, as Mark Twain once famously said, everyone complains about the weather, but no one ever does anything about it. Well, instead of doing a rain dance, we physicists are firing trillion-watt lasers into the sky to actually precipitate rain clouds and actually bring down lightning bolts. Go ahead.
Well, this fascinates me in part because, too, I remember reading the stories that China had used this during the Olympics, that the USSR had used this after Chernobyl to create rain clouds. I mean, did those really work then? We have some of these capabilities now?
Inconclusive. Even in the 60s, the CIA used this to bring down monsoons during the Vietnam War, to wash out the Viet Cong. Governments have been playing with this thing.
Alleged to.
Alleged to, right.
Yeah.
Now, we realize that for decades now, these governments have been alleged to have experimented with weather control, but nothing conclusive. This time we're bringing in the laws of physics rather than simply waving our hands and uttering mumbo-jumbo. We're actually using trillion-watt lasers now. And in the laboratory, sure enough, they precipitate rain out of water vapor. Sure enough, you can actually bring down electricity down the beam. Firing trillion-watt lasers, you rip apart the electrons, creating what are called ions, and these ions act like seeds, like dust particles, bringing down rain and even lightning.
I don't know why, but I have this Maui thought in my head all of a sudden. So that's what we're up against, okay? That is what we're up against. They are actively going to destroy our environment. They're spraying aluminum, barium, all kinds of chemicals out of these planes. They're called chemtrails. There's a big difference between chemtrails and contrails. Everyone knows that a contrail exists, and that's where you have vapor behind the plane because it's pushing the air through, and maybe there's some condensation and the temperatures are a little cooler, so you'll see a little trail behind of an airplane. Just like if I was to wake up in the morning and go for a jog and it was cold outside, my body would heat up as I was running and I would start to produce some steam out of my mouth because the air outside is cold. And as I would run, you might be able to see that steam come out of my mouth. But you're not going to see that steam as I run a mile around my neighborhood and all the way back around to my house. You're not going to see that trail. Okay, so when you see a lingering trail, you'll know what you're witnessing is actually a chemtrail. With your own eyes, all you have to do is monitor your skies above your head every day. Just kind of start keeping a note of it, and you'll see some days you'll see 0 tic-tac-toes in the sky, and some days you'll see them super heavy duty. Now there's also a lot of thought behind this. A lot of people are talking about this, how the aluminum is dropping down, interacting with all the radio frequencies that we have going on, maybe the 5G, causing a lot of irritation health-wise, causing a lot of other problems. I'm not really going to dive into that with you right now, but please just keep your eyes on the skies and start to realize that real eyes realize real lies. Oh my gosh, y'all. We are in the fight of our life, and if we don't start to resist, we're going to cease to exist. Every day is basically an assault on humanity. And before you guys get out of here, I'm going to give you this nugget. In case you're wondering why the Colorado Supreme Court just kicked President Trump off of the ballot, well, friends, that's because the same day they released, or the judge ordered the release of the Jeffrey Epstein flight list, y'all. So every time there's some big news coming out about some creepy psyops, black operations, backdoor stuff like this Jeffrey Epstein's, flight log, they always come out with a news story to try to divert your attention. Please recognize the patterns so you guys can stay ahead of everything, okay? But that's what's up. A federal judge or a judge just ruled that the Epstein flight list has to be made public. They have to show it because someone's suing, and it has to become knowledge on this case, okay? So that's why they came out with the story about President Trump, because it's a big fat nothing burger. They have no authority to just take people off of there. So just realize that everything right now is all geared for just messing with you. They're messing with everything normal. They're messing with everything, all of our systems, all of our procedures, everything that we feel is normal, that we thought was normal. That's what they're going to attack, okay? That's all part of this plan, to kind of throw us off on our game. Okay, so I wanted to bring that to you guys real quick. I thought it was super interesting, and you can find other stuff kind of floating around out there. So we're not conspiracy theorists. We're just trying to sound the alarm, and they are harming the environment by spraying that stuff in the sky and by firing, admittedly, their lasers into the atmosphere. This is Yahweh's creation, God's creation. Okay, He made this perfect. Okay, and He made us perfect in His image. Y'all, if you believe your scriptures, now is going to be the time more than ever probably in your life where it's going to be, you're going to have to walk it out. You're going to have to live it, and you're going to have to stand for it, right? None of this squishy religious stuff anymore. You're actually going to have to stand for what you believe in. And that might be hard. All right, so that was pretty interesting. Leave a comment down below. Have you ever seen that CBS News clip? Do you even remember it? It's amazing how they always show you what's happening, but they keep you so busy and distracted, it sometimes escapes you. Okay, so share this video with your friends just to let them know that manipulation of the weather is the real deal. Allegedly. Did you catch that? All right, see you on the next video. Hit that thumbs up. Project. I want you guys to go on the computer right now and start typing up clouds and the names of clouds, and I want you to see how many new names of clouds have just shown up. Okay, because I remember growing up going to school and there was only a couple clouds: cumulonimbus, stratospheric, but go look it up right now, and then look also how many were added just recently.